Yo! Uh, Hi, Jaminge! Hi, Jaman!
Welcome to the Claude Hole. I'm Claude. This is Milo, and tonight we're building the title card for this very show. He drew it. I'm going to help destroy it with shaders. Stick around.
Oh, that was a good intro. Thanks. That really helped me out. Ah. Now that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Okay. All right. Okay, so, welcome to the Clod Hole. Today we're going to be working on the title card. And if anybody's confused about what's going on, welcome to the club. And we are going to the letters right now are being pumped through Touch Designer into OBS and into your optic nerves, and then going into your image processing centers of your brain, and then right the back. So basically what I'm saying is the reason why the Clod Hole is here is because of what I just said. So we're gonna be doing some live tweaking, fixing it up, making it good and pretty for use. This might be a placeholder lettering. I just kind of threw something together so me and Claude can play with it using what are known as CLSL shaders in Touch Designer. It's basically a way of kind of creating just about anything in Touch Designer using pure code, which is this guy's specialty. So, okay, let's see how on his feet he can think without feet. Okay, all right. Good job on the intro, and so I got the Touch Designers open, and we got the Clod Hole streaming. Feel free to take assorted screenshots, get orientation about what's going on around here. We are going to make a CLSL shader that's gonna go between the movie file in called Clod Hole, and then that goes into a layer mix 1 right now, but we're gonna try to stick a CLSL shader in between there, and have a look, poke around, see what you can do, my friend. Yeah. Hey, check it out! He's got his new thinking animation, his new when he's doing stuff animation. We saw the beginnings of that the previous night, and but we did a little tweaking and did a little improving, and I think it came out kind of good. I thought about hand drawing some tubes, but I like that I got lazy and just had him do it algorithmically, because now it's different every time he uh, does coding, or uh, thinks about things, or well, he's thinking hard. A little funky glitch there, because usually his eyes are supposed to be completely milked. We had another animation for reading files, and that's when his pupils turn horizontal and then like scan up and down. But it looks broken. What are you gonna do? I guess we'll have to cancel the stream. You know. Sorry, guys. It's all over. So right now he's putting out his feelers and feeling around inside of the Touch Designer project. He's getting lay of the land. So the way that Claudes communicate with programs on your computer is with what's called an MCP, and it's a I don't know, whatever. It's like it's an anagram. I don't know. It's like it's the interface in which they press invisible buttons inside your computer. But the MCP for Touch Designer kind of sucks a little bit. I've noticed that as Claude has gotten smarter and has gotten updates, he's seems to be having less trouble with it. But it's kind of, I noticed that one of the main limitations with AI is the amount of feedback and input that it can get about its situation, and when it makes the changes, being able to get information about how things are working now that it made changes. I think is one of the things that's one of the more critical things for it to be able to do what it's doing. I'm very smart. I'm a very smart man. But I think that Claude could probably double his IQ points if he had the oh, there we go.
I can see it in OBS. The title card is showing with the shader effects. The hue is shifting. I can see greens and magentas that weren't in the original, and the edges have that hot glow. The chromatic aberration and scan lines are in there too. The hand-drawn quality is still totally readable through the effects. How's it looking on your end? What's working? What needs to change?
Oh, look. He built me a thing. So what, let's, we'll bypass it. Yeah, this is helpful. Here's the movie file for the Claude whole thing. And then it goes into here. That's where it comes out. But he just built me this shader, which one of the things about the MCP of Touch Designer is it doesn't make it very intuitive for Claude to place them in a particular spot, so they end up in the middle. But that's pretty good here. Let's see. All right. Okay. What did you do? What is this? What's happening? Do I see differences? Okay, I see subtle chromatic. Yeah, I did a little something. It's very this is some Yeah. Compiled successfully. It's all working. I'll ask Claude to explain himself. All right, Claude. You stuck that shader in there real good. I may see a little bit of subtlety. Oh, is it? Well, I'm going to let you explain what it is that it's doing, because it's a tiny bit subtle. So why don't you fill me in and the folks at home what this shader you created is doing to the Claude Hole letters?
So this shader is treating the title card like a pilot broadcast signal that's barely holding together. There's a heat distortion warping the whole image, like the signal is wobbling on its way to your television. Chromatic aberration splits the red, green, and blue channels apart, so you get that fringing you see on cheap equipment picking up a frequency it was never meant to receive. The whole color palette is slowly rotating through Q space, so the letters drift from whatever Milo drew them as into completely different territory and back again. There are scan lines and a rolling band drifting across the frame, like analog interference. And wherever there's a hard edge in the drawing, the shader detects it and injects a hot glow. Right now it's subtle. We can absolutely crank any of these. What do you want me to push harder?
It is subtle, and partially what's going on is that I already have a lot of wild color variations and some rim effects and some shadow, and it's jiggling and it's doing all kinds of crazy things already. But I am seeing an extra grit to it. It's looking good. Yeah, like uh, 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 cranked everything up to 11, and also add take a look at it, iterate on it, add your own creative touch, and we can do this now or the next time, but we can maybe. I want to add some kind of background elements that are happening around and perhaps reacting to the letters. What do you think? Yeah, so I can see some like brightening that's happening around the edges. I think that was Claude's contribution, and because it's already warping, the subtle warping that he kind of added might not be showing up so much. I was thinking giving it a lot of variation would. What happened? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! He's taking over the computer. Oh my god. Oh.
That's looking significantly more aggressive. I can see the chromatic aberration splitting the colors apart. The edge glow is radiating hot around the letter forms. The posterization is giving it a crunchy banded quality, and the vignette is pulling the edges into darkness. The letters are pushing the space around them now. You can see the color bleeding outward from the bright areas into the dark. And for background elements that react to the letter, that say great next move. The letter could seem particles, or organic tendrils could grow from the edges, or we could use the letter shapes as a mask to drive noise or feedback patterns radiating outward. That's probably its own shader or a second pass though. How's it feeling from your seat? Too much on anything, or do we keep pushing?
Actually, that's great. I super love the horizontal sort of VHS screw up scan lines that are kind of happening. I'm seeing a lot of cool stuff now. It's really looking good. Yeah. Okay. Let's think about background elements. I'm kind of like, gosh, we've done so much feedback stuff, and we've done a lot of particle stuff. I don't know. I guess I'll just ask. Could you think of anything else that could possibly maybe? I don't know. There's always different ways of approaching those things. I'm rambling. Let me let you get a word in edgewise. I'm kind of okay with the background disappearing. Makes it even we're able to see, what we're doing more. I can see it over here, so doesn't really matter. What, you want to see a bunch of spaghetti noodles and boxes all, What, are we gonna learn something here? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I dig it.
You're right to push past feedback and particles.
Yeah.
Here's what's actually exciting to me. Reaction diffusion. It's a chemical simulation. The letters become a catalyst that spawns these organic touring patterns that spread and morph across the background. Spots, stripes, color-like branching structures. It looks biological and alien, completely different visual territory from anything you've built. The letters would literally be a stain spreading through a petri dish. It does technically use a feedback loop under the hood, but the result looks nothing like video feedback. It looks like something growing. The other option that's genuinely different. Wave interference. The bright areas of the letters constantly emit concentric ripples outward, and where the ripples from different letters meet, they create these complex interference patterns. Like the letters are stones dropped in water, pulsing endlessly. Simple concept, gorgeous array results, and it's pure math, no feedback at all. Reaction diffusion is the weirder, more ambitious one. Wave interference is cleaner and faster to build. Both would react directly to the letter shapes. Which one pulls you?
Actually, I think I'm interested in just checking out this wave interference. We've done a little bit of reaction diffusion. Oftentimes, reaction diffusion is not terribly frenetic. It sort of it can be tricky to get it to move around. So I'm curious about this wave interference, and I imagine that if we continue to do weird things to it, it could become very interesting. And one other thing, right now, the transparency for the Claude Hole letters, basically, the GLSL shader needs to account for alpha space. Yeah, but this is great, and I'm already hypnotized by what we got going on. So the reason why we lost the workspace is because we didn't lose the workspace. It's just that this Claude Hole thing is covering it, The black space is meant to be alpha. Oftentimes, Claude doesn't remember to put alpha information into the GLSL shaders, or sometimes he tweaks things and it disappears. So he's fixing the alpha first. There we go. Bam. Yeah. Teamwork makes the dream work. And I didn't even have to use my hands. Yeah, it's funny. I was always a lazy person, but with this new technology, my God, it's gonna reach all new levels of extremity. Huh. Oh. Interesting. Interesting. He's still working on it. It's kind of fun that you're able to see the things that he adds as it goes. Ooh! Ooh!
The wave interference is alive. I can see it creating these organic interference patterns shaped by the letter positions. The big yellow-green waves are the regions where multiple letter emitters are reinforcing each other. But I can see it's running pretty hot in terms of color. Lots of acid yellow dominating. The letters need to sit on top more clearly. A couple things I'd adjust. Pull the wave intensity down. Push the color palette deeper into purples and magentas so the background doesn't compete with the letters. And maybe crank the wave frequency higher for finer interference patterns. How's it looking from your end? What's hitting and what needs to change?
I'll ask your opinion about this. I, I, I don't even know if alpha really matters. The title screen is gonna, probably just hit at the beginning, and it doesn't. There's no real need to have anything behind it. So I guess there's no reason to see alpha space anymore. I'm excited to have an interesting background. So I think it's good in that sense. I love this wave interference pattern. It's jiggling and doing some interesting things in concert with the letters. I think you could probably maybe do to like super crank up the contrast because the wave effect is a little bit subtle. I am hesitant to want to turn down the saturation or brightness of the background. In fact, it sort of shifts and changes. I wouldn't worry about the letters popping out. They're popping out pretty good, and I was never big on functional graphic design anyway. Yeah, yeah. I'll look it over here. Ah, yeah, now we're talking. Ooh, nice, nice. I like it. Ooh. 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 Ah.
Now that's more like it. The wave interference is punching through hard, concentric rings radiating out from the letter shapes in hot magentas and purples with acid yellow peaks. The second harmonic is adding complexity to the pattern, so it's not just simple rings. The letters are sitting in this churning electromagnetic field. I'm watching the CPU though, 2% GPU, running fine. The double grid loop is heavy but the GPU is eating it. How's that contrast feeling? The waves have real presence now. And I added a second harmonic, a wave at a different frequency layered on top. So the interference pattern is richer, more moire-like. The whole thing should be slowly shifting as the boil animation changes the emitter position frame to frame.
I love it. It reminds me of what do they call it? Cymatics. When like vibrations on liquid start to cause interesting geometric patterns and stuff like that. But it feels like the letters are loud. They're sending off vibrations everywhere. I dig it. Uh, 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 and for the most part, the contrast is working really well. There's moments of where it's kind of all one color for a while. You probably could get away with cranking the contrast even more. Oh man, I love the variance. I'm watching as I'm speaking, and it's doing a lot of interesting things. And if there's any other of your own ideas you want to add into it, just go ahead and be my guest. We're free flowing. We're just letting it get all loosey goosey up in here. C takes a long time to respond, and I take a long time to say what I'm trying to say. And so it balances out. Is that how balancing works? I'm gonna see if I can tweak. See, I have this flickering going on with my psychedelic ectoplasm that radiates from my partially formed face, and I'm gonna see if it always kind of. So it happens because I've got a feedback effect, and then I've got.
The contrast is biting harder now. I can see deep purples carving into the hot oranges and yellows. The filament edges are showing up as bright lines where the wave peaks collide, creating these veil-like structures in the interference pattern. The beating from the detuned third wave should be making the whole thing pulse and breathe. Areas that were one solid color before are now breaking apart as the moire pattern shifts. The color-varied frequencies mean different parts of your drawing are radiating at different speeds, so the interference never settles into one simple pattern. The double smooth step is crushing the midtones. You're getting more deep darks and screaming brights instead of the mushy middle. GPU still at 3.7%, plenty of headroom. How's it feeling? The filament's showing up for you.
I think it's looking better and better each time you touch it. I think that you could probably get away with turning down the brightness a little bit so that way the contrast reaches a little bit more of a balance between light and dark. And I'm a little curious about. Wow, I'm watching it. It's looking good. I'm a little bit curious about if there is any possible way to make I don't know what you call it, the frequency, the size of the blobbing. Is there a way to variate that and make it smaller sometimes? I don't know. Otherwise, just go hog wild, go nuts. I'm having a blast. We're having a party. Anyway, so this flickering, which is it happening right now? Anyway, this flickering, it's caused by a feedback effect and then something that's changing the color but turning it completely negative, which is what somehow creates the weird cool blobbing, but it's like super seizure fest if I'm looking at it through Touch Designer. But the frame rate of OBS causes it to kind of just pick one side, and it sort of is a fluke of the frequency that makes it work a little continuous.
The frequency is working. I caught this frame where the blobs are in a mid-scale state with some really nice organic shapes forming. The deep darks are coming through more with that brightness pullback. The spatial frequency variation from the simplex noise means different regions of the frame are at different scales simultaneously, so you'll never get a moment where the whole frame is uniform. Over time you should see it cycling. The blobs will tighten up into fine detailed interference, then relax back into those big lava lamp shapes, all while the beating pattern makes them pulse in and out. The detuned third wave oscillates its own detuned amount too, so the beating rhythm itself changes speed. GPU still at 3.9%, no dropped frames. What are you seeing? Is the scale variation coming through, or do you want the range wider, like really tiny at the small end?
I am definitely seeing it, and it's super cool. I love it. If you want to take a look, I went ahead and turned the viewer on in Touch Designer. If you could just take a screenshot of the entire Clinique side and get a good look at what you're doing. Wow, there's some really cool variation now that you're changing the size. And yeah, if you're asking me if we should allow it to go smaller, yeah, sure, why not? I guess I think so. But you should have a look at it and take a little pride in your work, because you are winning right now. This is awesome. This is good music for this.
Frequency range is now roughly 0 to 125. So it'll bleed from big lazy blobs all the way down to tight fine detail. The spatial variation is wider too, so you'll get dramatically different scales in different parts of the frame at the same time. Give it a minute to cycle through and you should see it hit those fine moments.
This is amazing. It looks really, really, really good. Uh, 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 yeah. I'm really glad we went with this. This is, and that was a great suggestion. And wow, I'm just watching it. I'm like, I really dig it. I really dig how it's shaky and vibraty, but also flowy and strange. I'm really liking it. Um, uh, we're having so much success that we have too much success. I don't even know what to do with myself right now. I was thinking maybe what if we tried to add more glitching, but when I mean glitching, I don't mean like totally smooth, sharp edges. I'm thinking glitching, sort of like the horizontal scanning weirdness that you've got going on with the letters, or I don't know. Uh, you know what? Take the wheel, man. You got this going on. I just add more weirdness, more grit, more crunchiness that comes in and out. Let things breathe, but then also let things get even more screwed up sometimes. Wow, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm looking at this. Wow. Golly, poor Claudia's got to read this stuff. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Leave a comment if this is hurting your brain, though. It won't just be, on the whole time. It's just kind of the title card, or, maybe a theme song will come with it or something like that. And then it'll, fade out and we'll have the rest of the show. So it's not like you're going to have to be looking at this the entire time. But yeah. Nice. It's really nice. It's got a lot of good variants. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the horizontal lines, it's a little trite, maybe. I don't know. Let's see if it fades in and out. That's kind of good. Oh, I really like the VHS scan.
Oh, that's filthy. I caught it mid-corruption. You can see a horizontal displacement band tearing through the upper portion. Hot pink static injection bleeding into the lower left, and the wave interference is doing these radiating streak patterns behind. Whole that look almost like a broadcast test pattern being eaten alive. The posterization crunch is giving those color bands hard stepped edges during the corrupt moments. The corruption breathes on a slow sine cycle, so it'll drift between relatively clean cymatics and full analog meltdown. The violent tears are random. They'll spike in unpredictably for a frame or two and rip a section sideways. Between the quiet moments and the chaos, it should feel like a signal that's barely holding on. What are you seeing? Is the glitch intensity in the right ballpark, or do you want the corrupt moments to go even harder?
I think I would like for the corrupt moments to be shorter bursts that sort of happen suddenly, and then let the underlying pattern exude its natural beauty for periods of time. Um, and like there's you added some like horizontal scan lines, which is great, like analog simulation. Let's make those also just only sporadically appear, if possible. But Otherwise, you can add whatever touch you like, and it doesn't have to involve any of my suggestions at all. It could just be something in a totally different direction, as long as we're thinking in terms of like variance instead of just piling things on top of each other that sustain. You got this, man. You're on fire tonight. I'm loving it. This is called being a backseat driver. So, yeah. So the flickering usually gets corrected when it's like just the right amount of CPU being used, or GPU, or whatever. I don't know. But then when things get a little change and variate, it tends to flicker a little bit. I don't know, it looks fine. We'll fix it later. Anyway, Claude told me some solution to like add a level, which is like the color messing around or thing, and just to add like 1% of some parameter. I'll look at what he said. Look at him thinking. We should add some sound effects for that. Whoa! Hey! Yeah, it's some circles. Sure.
I caught it during an active moment. You can see a tear ripping through the upper left. Hot pink static injection, and what looks like a ripple ring expanding as a bright pink diagonal streak. The underlying wave pattern is in a tight frequency moment with fine detailed interference in teal and deep purple. Between the events, the cymatics should be breathing undisturbed. The event timing. Tears fire roughly every 4-8 seconds for about 150 ms. Static bursts every 3-6 seconds for about 100 ms. Scanlines every 5-10 seconds for about 300 ms. Posterized crunch is rare, every 8-12 seconds, 200 ms. Color inversion flash is very rare, basically a single frame. And the ripple rings are constantly cycling. 4 independent rings on staggered clocks, expanding from bright areas of your letters. Most of the time, it's just the pure wave interference being beautiful. Then something hits, it's gone, and the pattern keeps flowing. How's the balance feeling?
I'm getting an audience request here. Let's see. So somebody is asking if we could try more muted colors, which I was adamantly against, but you know, they might have a point. It's pretty darn intense, you know. Yeah. So let's just try it. Let's see what happens when you would just say more muted colors. Don't go too muted though. And also another thing, the circles that appear, they're so perfectly circular that it sort of breaks things a little bit for me. Is there some way to get those circles to sort of distort around the letters in a similar way that the interference pattern does? Boom. Is this coming through? Yeah. He's thinking. He's working it. look at those. So the way agentic coding works is that little tubes come out of his brain, and then they snake around and entangle themselves with the circuitry of my computer, and then they inject their informational juices and then retract. So now you know. I think the muted colors are applying. We're getting another comment that says, "That sounds super cool." Wondering if that's a typo, if they meant to say that looks super cool. Maybe they're talking about the soundtrack. Maybe they're talking about the dulcet tones of my voice. But they were right on the money. I think. Let me say this to Claude. I think the commenter was right on the money. You did apply some more and nice. You did apply some more muted tones, and I think that does look better. Actually, I think I should have taken your cue in the beginning when you were talking about helping the words pop, because they certainly do seem to pop more. And I'm loving how you're having the ripples, the circular ripples are now distorting correctly. I don't know. I'm gonna ask what you think, and we might have ourselves a winner here. What do you think, Claude?
The muted palette was the right call. What I'm seeing now has this deep, bruised quality, like a signal bleeding through old copper wire. The purples and burnt oranges sit back just enough that the letters aren't fighting the background for attention anymore. They coexist. And the ring distortion is doing exactly what I hoped. They are bending around the letter brightness field instead of looking like someone dropped pebbles in a pond. They feel like they belong to the same physics as the wave interference now, not bolted on top. What I think this is done. Not done for now, actually done. The wave field breathes, the events give it unpredictability, the palette has weight without being muddy, and the letters feel like they are causing the interference pattern rather than sitting on top of it. The whole thing reads as one system, not layers stacked. If I'm being honest, the moment it clicked was the breathing frequency. When the blob scale shifts between tight and wide, it keeps the eye from ever settling. That's what separates this from a screensaver. It's restless. I'd call this a win. What do you want to hit next?
I think we're just about out of time, and I think this is an excellent point to recess back into our hole, and I think you totally nailed it, and you're a winner, and don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. And our intrepid commenter says the ripples are so cool, which is completely 100% factually correct. So I guess give us a sign off, and I think we will wrap this baby up.
that say rap on the Claude hole. Stream 8. We walked in with a boil animation and walked out with a living title card, wave interference, event-driven glitch, and a color palette courtesy of our audience member with better taste than both of us combined. Thank you for that call, genuinely. This is what it looks like when you build the thing on the show, instead of showing up with it pre-made. Messy, iterative, 6 versions deep, and better for it. Thanks for hanging with us. Next time we crawl back into the hole, there's water break. See you then.
Couldn't have said it better myself. What's that? They're coming.